We're now joined by Matt Smith with FrySmith Funeral Home. Tell us how long that y'all have been here in Buffalo Gap.
Well, we're not technically in Buffalo Gap. We've served the Buffalo Gap area for over, believe it or not, 75 years. Actually, I have records in the funeral home go back to over 85 years. But the Smith side's only been there for 8 years. The Fry side's been there since 1945, and then of course we go back to 1935. So yeah, we're very well familiar with Southern Taylor County.
And so tell us just what it's like to be with family whenever it's really a tough time for them and you get to offer support for them during that difficult time.
You know, that's a great question because it's an interesting occupation as a funeral home. Of course, I come out here and I'm the only one who rolls a casket out to a handmade casket from Albany to show off. But when we are with a family, my job as a funeral director is not to provide a casket, it's not to provide a vault, not a cemetery spot. My job is to take care of that family. No ifs, ands, or buts about it. And it can be the most rewarding job, and we can hit a home run, and we can think that we've done a good job. Then you can walk into one, and you can your heart rips out, and you're just destroyed along with the rest of the family and community. So it goes both ways. But mainly, my job as a funeral director is to take care of those families.
And I have to ask you, as a funeral director, how do you do your job over and over with people who are dealing with such a loss?
Compassion. That's the only answer to it. You have to have compassion for them. You have to have understanding, but then you also have to have clarity, and that's where the director part comes in. That's why we're there. We're there to direct them in their time of loss so that they know that somebody's in control.
And so how important is it to have a plan for someone whenever they do lose a family member?
The most important thing you can do for your family, and I kid you not, is to do a prearrangement, a funded prearrangement. If you have all that written down, if that is all written down, the funeral director sits down and says, hey, this is what it is. We are good. Mom and dad wanted this, or whoever wanted it. It's not a problem. It makes the planning the funeral, makes the service so easy on that family that suffered the loss.
And so we have to talk about this handmade casket or box, whatever you would like to call it. Tell us really quick about this unique option for someone whenever they do come to the end of their life.
Okay, a casket has 4 sides. A coffin has more than 4 sides. This is a cedar casket made by Jim Nobles, who's with us down here today in Albany, Texas. It's handmade, handcrafted. It is a beautiful casket, and every time you open up, the aroma is just absolutely fantastic when it's lined with a denim lining in it. It's great. He makes pine boxes, mesquite caskets, and we actually have these that we keep at the funeral home.
And so talk about, picking out a casket. I mean, I'm sure that's not an easy thing to do, especially if you're doing it for yourself when you know that time may be coming.
It is not an easy thing, but I am going to tell you that in my line of work, and what I'm going to say is that don't go overboard. Just don't go overboard. There's no need to. Get one that honors your loved one and that you can feel comfortable with, and that should be it. And remember, you don't have to buy a casket from the funeral home. You can make one, you can order one in, or you can buy it from the funeral home.
And so tell us where you are located and how people can get a hold of you if they do want to sit down and make a plan, or if they are in that time of need.
Well, we're the only funeral home in Tuscola, so we're pretty easy to find. We're in downtown Tuscola. They're pretty easy to find. And if you really want to look us up on the web, it's easy also there. Just look at fry-smith.com, and we got a good web presence.
All right. Well, we appreciate you coming out here with us today.